Big up everyone. What is happening? The Liverpool Prophet back again with another match preview to bring to the people of the channel. Big up to every single one of you people. It's that time of the week again. It is the final batch of Premier League games before the international break commences. So we have this weekend of football, and then unfortunately, for a week, we have to put up with no football and being bored out of our minds. But the good news is, after this international break, we then have the running up until the end of the season, which is in May. So one more week we have to put up with of international stuff, and then we are ready to go for the remainder of the season and the business end. So yeah, here to give you guys my thoughts and feelings ahead of tomorrow's Brighton game at 12:30. I'm going to give you guys my predicted 11 thoughts in the game, score predictions. So if you haven't already, drop a like on the video, sub to the channel, all of that. Turn notifications on as well so you know whenever future content drops. And of course, let me know down below in the comments how you guys feel ahead of the game. Having said that, people, let's waste no more time and get straight into the match preview. So Brighton versus Liverpool. Okay, so this is an odd game to predict here. It's a very odd one because in the league, let's be honest, Liverpool's league performances have been very, very shaky to say the least. Very, very inconsistent. We saw against Spurs last weekend, weren't good. So our league form is very suspect to say the least. As for our Champions League and European form, though, we are doing very, very well European-wise, which is a good thing to see. At least we're getting some joy from somewhere. So, having said that, people, it's now a league game tomorrow. So, while we had a very impressive win midweek against Galatasaray, won 4-0, went into the quarterfinals. While that was brilliant and it was great and we celebrated, I'm happy with that. Can we now build on that result? Because too much times we've had a good result in Europe this season and we've been unable to build on it going into the Premier League. You know what I'm saying? We have a good result in the midweek again in the Champions League game, and we have a poor result on the weekend. So we beat Marseille 3-0 a while back, and then we lost 3-2 that same weekend to Bournemouth. You know what I'm saying? So can we build on this? Can we now take consistency going forward? Can we take the consistency? Can we take the momentum into this Brighton game tomorrow and get our league form sorted out and push on in the league? I'm suspect, to be fair. I'm genuinely suspect because I don't know, and I don't really trust us at the moment. Don't really trust this particular version of Liverpool. So yeah, I'm not too confident. But of course, I will back the team no matter what, win, lose, or draw, because I'm a supporter of the club. So tomorrow's game against Brighton, this is going to be an interesting game for sure. A very interesting, intriguing game. Now, we played Brighton twice already this season. Obviously, we had the reverse fixture in the league at Anfield back in December, where I did get a birthday win, thankfully. And we played them literally a couple of weeks ago in the FA Cup as well at Anfield again. The league game, we won 2-0. And the FA Cup game, we won 3-0. So, interestingly, we've played them twice this season and we've beaten them. The game at Anfield, I think, was a very, very end-to-end game. We scored, Hugh Ekitike with a brace, 2 goals scored, was the what won us the 3 points in the game. However, overall, let's be honest, were Liverpool great against Brighton when we played? No, we weren't. We weren't great. Let's be honest, we were clinical when we had our chances. We had 2 main chances. We were clinical. We bagged. Ekitike bagged 2 goals. As for Brighton, I'll be honest, Brighton had a lot of chances in that game against us. Brighton had a lot of chances when they came to Anfield in the league to equalise and to score. But they just didn't take them. They just were not clinical with the chances that they had. And if they were clinical, maybe, just maybe, it would have been a different game. But thankfully for us, they weren't clinical. So we beat them 2-0 in the league. Very close game, though. The game in the FA Cup a couple of weeks ago was a bit more one-sided. To be fair, we destroyed them 3-0, relative ease. They didn't really provide nothing for us. And yeah, we played them twice, beaten them twice. I think a team like Brighton, the way they play football, the way they want to play, it's perfect for a team like us. You know, we drive, like I say a lot, we drive off teams that attack and actually play football. Against a low block, we struggle the hell out of us. Well, it stresses the hell out of us, should I say. We struggle really badly. But against a team like Brighton, like I said, they're a team that play good football. They're expansive. They want to attack. They want to play football in the right manner. Have a good manager as well who wants to play football in the right way. And again, they're at home, and I expect them to do the same. So against a team like that, we do get joy. And we usually end up scoring a couple of goals, 2-3 goals we usually score against teams like this. So I can see something similar tomorrow, but of course I don't want to be too arrogant. Going into this game, Brighton, the home team, up at the Amex. We have a decent record at the Amex. We don't really lose there. Last season was, I think, did we win there last year? Actually, we did lose there last season, to be fair. We did lose to Brighton last season, but it was towards the end of the year. Second to last game. The year before that, we drew against Brighton away. A year before that, we lost. So, to be fair, I've got to correct myself. The last three results at the Amex last season 3-2, year before that 2-2, the year before that 3-0, hasn't been great. You know, the last time we won there was the 21-22 season. So back in early 2022, which is mad to say. So records not too great there in recent years, but records are always there to be broken and put right. So it's a ground we haven't won at in a couple of years. Can we go there and change that tomorrow? We'll have to wait and see. Like I said, the way Brighton play football, I think it will benefit us. I think we'll get some joy, and I think we will we'll have some chances in the game. But clinicalness is important. Brighton, I expect they're going to want the ball, but we're also going to have the ball as well. So I don't really see how the possession game is going to work. They might save it slightly because they're the home team. I don't know, but they are going to give it a go, and they will make it hard for us. For Liverpool going into this game, injury-wise, we have picked up 2 injuries, unfortunately, people. So Arne Slot confirmed that Alisson felt a little niggle, and unfortunately, he's not going to be training with the team. Well, he was training with the team, but he won't be available for tomorrow's game. The injury isn't too severe. He can play, but the club and Slot does not want to risk him for the game tomorrow, which is fair because you don't want to risk him and him getting a really bad injury and then we're missing him towards the business end of the season after the break. That's the worst thing that could happen. So fair play. We're resting Alisson, giving him a break, making sure he doesn't get an even further bigger injury. So Mamardashvili is going to be between the sticks for tomorrow's game. That can be said for sure. Which again, not too upset about because it's only going to be a one-off game. Other than that, another rare injury. Mohamed Salah actually picked up a knock. Mohamed Salah picked up a knock in training as well. Arne Slot reported. So he is going to be unavailable for tomorrow's game as well. Him, with Salah, it's a bit different. He also, similar to Alisson, can't travel for international duty. Liverpool want to keep Alisson behind and make sure he doesn't pick up a knock over in Brazil and make it worse. So he's going to be staying. Mohamed Salah, similarly, has picked up a knock. And he also is not going to be travelling with the Egyptian national team for the break. So he's going to also be staying behind at Liverpool. So 2 of our key players are out for this game, Alisson and Salah, which is very rare because obviously Alisson picks up injuries here and there. Salah rarely picks up a knock, so it's weird to see him out. They're both not travelling on international duty, so they will be staying behind in Liverpool. So they're out for the game. To be fair, I think we can manage. You know, Brighton away, they don't have anyone that I look at really that can trouble us and cause us problems. So I'm not too worried about their attackers. If this was a game like let's say it was a Villa away, for example, or Everton away, or a United away, then I'd be worried if we didn't have Salah and Alisson going into those games. But for this one, I think we can manage without the both of them. With Alisson out, Mamardashvili can step in for one game and do a job. And with Salah out, it'll be interesting to see what the manager does off the right because there's a couple of things he could do. You know, he could obviously I hope he does it, but I don't think he will. He could put Chiesa there. He won't, but fingers crossed. Rio, this is a perfect opportunity with Salah now out. Rio can get a chance in the league. Will he do that? I don't know. I doubt it, but there's an opportunity. Frimpong, who's naturally a right wing back or a right back, can also play there off the right wing. Not naturally, but it is a position he can play in. Could the manager do that? Could put Szoboszlai in there. Szoboszlai, look, he works better in midfield, but the manager's obviously shown this season he's not afraid to move Szoboszlai around on the pitch. So that could happen. So with Salah out for the game, it'll be very interesting to see who Slot picks off that right-hand side to play. We know who will play in goal. In Alisson's place, it'll be Mamardashvili, but for Mohamed Salah, who comes in, it could be any one of those players. Rio could do it, Chiesa can do it, Frimpong can do it, Szoboszlai can do it. So he's got 4 options they were available. Who will he pick? We'll have to wait and see. Other than that, injury news is fine. The good news is Alexander Isak will be back after the international break, people. So after the break, Isak is expected to be back and available. I don't think he'll start straight away. He's probably going to get a couple of minutes here and there, maybe 20 minutes off the bench. Maybe he'll get 60 minutes and then be subbed off. So he's going to have to work his way back to peak fitness. So that's great. We know Ekatike has been running to the ground struggling recently. When Isak's back, it's the perfect opportunity. Start rotating them more. Give Ekatike a bit more of a rest. Let Isak have a run in maybe towards the end of the year. See what he can do. Maybe he can kickstart his Liverpool career off now that he's finally going to be back. Hopefully he can. Fingers crossed. But yeah, It's going to be a very interesting game at the Amex tomorrow. We have to win. Look, like I said, we can't afford to bin the league off. We cannot afford to we cannot afford to bin the Premier League off, because I know, obviously, it's pretty obvious that Arne Slot's focus naturally is the Champions League. He's probably putting most of his baskets into the Champions League, hoping we can go deep in that, which is understandable because he knows, well, we know that his job really depends on that. And if we win that, so naturally he's focusing on that. But we still need to focus on the league. We can't afford to rotate in the league. We have to still go strong. And in the FA Cup as well, we can't really afford to rotate, because for me, we still need a trophy at the end of the season, whatever that is. We need a trophy. So yeah, if we rotate in the league and we focus all out in Europe, we better win the Champions League. Because if we go out and then we fall further and further behind Chelsea, Villa, and United, we're screwed, because we won't be able to work our way back up there. So we still have to take the league seriously. We still have to finish in the top 5 or try and get a top 5 spot. We have to. That is really, really vital. Of course, we want to go deep in the UCL as well. And of course, the FA Cup, we're still there. We can still win that on our day. So we can't afford to bin the league off. We can't afford to take our eye off the ball. I just want to see some consistency now, people. We're coming towards the end of the season. Sorry, there's only 7 games left in the season. This is the 7th match week. After the break, there'll only be 6 match weeks left. We're coming towards the end of the season. We've had a poor season, as we know, people. Can we now get some consistency going and make it a decent, strong end to the year? I hope we can, because we did that in previous years, had strong ends to the year, and then ended up in the next season doing well. Hopefully, lads, we can have a good end to this season and then take the momentum into the next season and go again. But I want to see some consistency now. We're good at bringing it up. We're good at upping our game in the UCL on a European night. Now, we need to up our game in the Premier League. Show some consistency in the Premier League. Get together a good, decent amount of results and a performance too. When was the last time we saw Liverpool play well in a league game? It's been a long time, right? I want to see a good performance tomorrow. A win, ideally. Well, the win is the most important thing, however we get it. But I'd like to see a good performance as well with the win tomorrow. I would. So, going to be an interesting game tomorrow. 12:30 kickoff. It's a time that I know Klopp used to hate the 12:30 kickoffs. He absolutely despised them. Slot doesn't seem to share that same disdain. But again, 12:30 kickoffs are usually a recipe for disaster. They can throw out some freak results, especially if you played in Europe that same week. So we have to be on it. We have to be on it and get the 3 points tomorrow. Again, I don't know who Chelsea play. I don't know who United play. And I don't know who Villa play. But we need to do our job and get the 3 points. We didn't do it last week. Screwed up. Let's put it right this weekend against Brighton. But like I said, I don't expect Brighton to make it an easy game. I don't. So I'm expecting a tough fight of it. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the game, people. I'm going to give you guys my predicted starting 11 for the game now, people, as well. So do bear with me if I just bring this up on screen. My predicted starting 11 for tomorrow's game. Hopefully you guys can see this. You should be able to see it, people. So yeah, this is my predicted starting XI for tomorrow's game against Brighton. This is the team that I think will take to the pitch against Brighton. So just to run you guys through it, obviously, with Alisson out, we know it's going to be Giorgi Mohammadashvili between the sticks. Again, I keep saying it. If it's a sustained amount of the time Alisson's out, and if Mohammadashvili has to play a sustained amount of games, let's say 7-8 in a row, then I'm worried. But for a one-off game, I think we can do with Mohammadashvili. I do think we can do with him. So he will play in goal for this game. Obviously, Alisson won't. Right back, look, I was tempted to do a Frimpong at right wing, or put Frimpong at right wing and put Szoboszlai off right back, or at the right back position, in the right back position, sorry. But I decided against it. I decided to do something that might make a bit more sense. So I'm going to go with Jeremy Frimpong off the right wing as the right back. So Frimpong off the right. Centre back pairing, I'm going to go with Virgil and Ibu, of course. I think, again, we've got no other choice. And again, Virgil and Ibu were relatively solid midweek against Osimhen. Kept him quiet, which was good to see. So let's see if we can do the same. Have another good defensive performance here tomorrow. So Virgil and Ibu at centre back. Left back, it's going to be Milos Kerkez, of course, we know it. So that is the back four. And that back four pretty much picks itself most games now. It's become a regular back four for us. I've got to give it to Konate, by the way. Because Konate, while a lot of us haven't been happy with his season overall, he picks up knocks. Konate does pick up knocks in the season. He does get injured. He picks up at least one injury. So I've got to give him his flowers. He has not picked up a single injury this season for Liverpool. he hasn't. So he's done incredibly well to keep himself fit. So big him up. While we don't think his performance have been great or performances have been great, recently he's been a lot better. Since that Newcastle game at home, he's been much improved. And he stayed fit. Say what you want, but he stayed fit and he hasn't gotten injured. So big him up. So that's the back four. Moving into midfield, the double pivot is going to be Gravenberch and Maka. I'd go with Jones, but the manager has made clear that McAllister is one of his trusted lieutenants, and he's not going to drop Alexis McAllister no matter what. So I think Maka and Gravenberch will be the double pivot again for this game. Could be wrong. Maybe we'll see a shock and Jones plays, but I doubt it. So I'm going to go with Maka and Grav in the double pivot. Moving up top with Salah out, who plays off the right. I've gone with Dominic Szoboszlai. I think with the way Szoboszlai is at the moment, how vital he is. He's just popping up week in, week out, scoring vital goals for us. He's got to play. He's got to play in the team somewhere. He has to be in the starting 11. I'd love to see Chiesa off the right or Rio, personally. I'd love it if he gave them a chance in this game. Let them show and prove to him why they can be starters. But his agenda against Chiesa is just going to continue. And again, he won't give Rio a chance, unfortunately. So, yeah, it's going to be Szoboszlai off the right, I think. But I can see a world where we see Frimpong off the right wing and then Szoboszlai at right back. But I think it'll be either this way. So either it's this way or it switches around and we see Frimpong up top off the right and Szoboszlai off the right in the right back position. But yeah, this is what I think the manager does. So Szoboszlai off the right. Moving into the 10 position, guys. Obviously, it will be Florian Wirtz. Originally, what I did was I had Szoboszlai in the 10. I had Wirtz off the left and Salah off the right wing. With Salah now injured, had to move it around. So I think Wirtz will play in the 10. So I think Florian Wirtz will be in the 10. That means Cody Gakpo will then come back in off the left. Looking forward to this, not. But yeah, Cody Gakpo off the left wing again. And then up top, it was always going to be Hugo Ekitike. This is the final game, really, where Hugo has to really play, because after the break, Isak will be back. Perfect news, man. Can finally start to rotate our two strikers. Can finally start to rotate them a bit more. But yeah, this is the team, people. Obviously, no Salah for the game due to injury, and no Alisson due to injury as well. So yeah, on paper, like I said, Brighton, we know how they're going to set up. We know how they're going to play. We should be able to get joy against them. We should be able to get some joy against them. So, hope we can get the 3 points. With the team available here, we should be getting the 3 points. We should be getting the win, even if it's away from home at the Amex. We need to break that Amex curse. Having not won there since 2022, let's go and win there tomorrow. Let's go and get the win. So, yeah, that's the team that I've gone with, people. Let's just get rid of that on the paper, on the screen. So, yeah, my score prediction for the game then. I do think Liverpool win. I think we've got Brighton's number this season, and I think that will continue. Beat them in the league, 2-0. Beat them in the cup, 3-0. So I think that continues. So I'm going to back Liverpool to win tomorrow. I'm going to go with a 2-1 victory. I think it will be close. I do think we'll concede. But I'm going to back us to win. I think with the way they play, they're going to be open. They're going to attack. We're going to get space. We are going to get space in behind them. And we can exploit that 110%. I don't think it's going to be a goal fest. I don't think we scored 3-4 goals. I don't think we're built like that this season. But I'm going to back us to win. I'm going to go with a 2-1 victory to the Reds. Get back to winning ways in the league. And hopefully, this is the start of us building some consistency up after the break, because we do have a difficult run in for the top 5 thing. We've got to play all 5 of those teams: United, Chelsea, and Villa. Also, we have to play Everton as well in the derby away, so that's going to be tough. So hopefully, we can get some consistency going after the break and have a positive, strong end to the season, even though it's been a poor season overall. So yeah, I'm going to go with a 2-0 victory. Oh, sorry, not a 2-0. A 2-1 victory to the Reds. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, people. Let me know your thoughts on the game. Let me know what team you go with, and let me know your score prediction as well. Having said that, people, we've reached the end of the match preview. So if you haven't already, drop a like on it, sub to the channel, turn notifications on in the future as well, so you know whenever future content drops. And of course, people, if you have not already done so, do get down below in the comments and let me know your thoughts and opinions on the game. Having said that, people, I am going to head off now. I will be back tomorrow with a watch long for tomorrow's game. So I'm going to be doing a watch long for the Brighton vs Liverpool game. So stay tuned for that. Hop in the live chat if you want. And of course, after the game, I will be dropping a match reaction. Hopefully, it's a positive one and not a negative one. But the match reaction will be coming. So yeah, watch long tomorrow and a reaction after. And then Sunday, of course, we'll do the aftermath live stream of tomorrow's results. So yeah, If you haven't already, like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know your thoughts down below. And yeah, up the Reds, people. I'll speak to you all soon. Speak to you all tomorrow, actually. Big up to you all. Liverpool profit out. Peace.